Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel. We're back on the Anton Daniels YouTube channel, and this is a phenomenon that we see often, especially when it comes from good looking women. Women who, for all intent and purposes, have had life easy because a lot of men simp for them. They're able to have access to rich, powerful men. So they live in this echo chamber where they think it works for everyone. So, one of the things that I've actually found very odd, especially with very rich men, is when they either marry or deal with three or fours or baby mamas. But they do. I understand the urge because a lot of these women look very nice and whatnot. Maybe they're doing some weird thing that these guys love. But let's listen in on what this lady is saying and Anton Daniel's reaction. Then I will give my commentary as usual.
So I'm a housekeeper for the top 1% that lives in Florida. And these are the things that I've heard while working with them.
Now, she's about to give very biased anecdotal evidence to support her case that indeed, even if you're a baby mama, you can get a billionaire. It's like there are 1 million billionaires going around that any woman can just pick. It is actually delusional, but let's continue.
So when everyone says that women need to bring things to the table to get chosen for a life of providing, when you meet billionaires and you're around them, you could see that statement is nothing but the truth. The only ones that scream that is the broke. The rich, their wives, the highest degree one of them had was a dentist, but that was the highest one. And I know many billionaires. They're more like they
Just listen to that statement that she knows many billionaires. She knows many billionaires. Do you believe that she knows many billionaires? Unless she's servicing them as a three or four, paid for three or four, how would she know? Even if she was doing that, how would she have access to all these billionaires? She's already lying, we can tell that. But let's continue.
never had a degree. They went to college. They go to college. This is the thing. They go to college and universities, the top universities, to find husbands. And then they'll get like a teaching degree and never use it. So many of these women already had kids from a previous marriage. They were either
Many of the women had kids from previous marriage. That's another lie. Let's continue.
middle class or they had no type of money. Sometimes
This is the thing. Rich men would marry broke women all the time. In fact, it happens more often than not. They are rarely on the same level. So that is true, yes, but I don't think it's for the reason she thinks.
I have one client that she had 3 children, single mother, low income. She met her husband one day. He is a billionaire and he is the creator of it's like a sausage hot dog brand that sells all over like Walmart and everywhere. So that is nothing further than the truth of what do you bring to the table. You don't have to bring nothing to the table, sweetie. If you're
This is the thing. Before she continues with her nonsense, this one something that is quite obvious when they make this up. Maybe you know one person. First of all, I don't believe she knows these billionaires, but for argument's sake, let's say she does. That is not the going concern. That's not how those people behave. I have seen somebody like Jeff Bezos pick this other ridiculous woman, then she plasters herself up, all plastic surgery and fillers and all the nonsense. I don't get it. That's why I think she does some weird thing he likes. But we've seen some rich men pick sluts off the streets. We've seen some rich men pick baby mamas and be with them. I think even Joe Rogan is one. He married a baby mama. Whatever the case, that's not the going concern. Because the thing is, actually, the preponderance of single mothers is very high. There are very many. The percentage of women who are single mother has quadrupled. It is so many times higher, like say the 80s even. That it's as if so many men have decided, oh, okay, since everyone is single mother, so I'll just pick one. And the thing is, it's furthest from the truth. In the general population, it's not the case. But because for some weird reason, these people are locked into this world where they think that the pickings are slim, especially if you're an influential person with resources, you don't have slim pickings. But a lot of these people, anyway, they make their money in weird ways. So they never really get through the process of learning or being taught lessons so they know what's bullshit and what's not. So there are many reasons. But first of all, it is not the majority by far.
Cute. You can manage the house. What the most they do is like cook them, not even cook. Like go to like a marketplace and get pre-make sandwiches and waters for the house. And you even then you can get a housekeeper. Most of these people have nannies. All of them have nannies. So they're not really with their children. They'll travel to like different countries with their girlfriends. Like one client that I have, she was going to the Bahamas. Her two sons had a nanny, and the husband was with the nanny and the two sons in Florida.
I'll say this. I was having this conversation with somebody earlier, and it's a couple different things that stick out. Actually, it's multiple different things, but I'm just address a couple before we get into the rest of the video. Number one, a simp is a simp regardless of whether they got money or not. For whatever reason, y'all keep pedestalizing people that have resources, and yes, dudes get with single mothers. But number two, what you bring to the table is tangible and intangible, and it's all based off of the person that you with. And I'm gonna break this down like I'm gonna go into detail about this. A guy with resources don't necessarily care about whether or not you got a degree or resources.
And that's the thing. Yeah, it's like it doesn't even make sense. That's why when she was laying out all this, oh, they'll just pick, yes, we just pick a good woman, and a good woman means she did not coming with other people's kids. That's the first thing. Secondly, she's not been around, and all those other stipulations that we have. So I don't even understand what she was saying. But as I was saying, when you have people like this, she's probably just selling herself on the internet as usual. She good looking, licking her lips, of course, the DMs and whatnot. So she's saying all this. Most likely, I think she must be a baby mama. There is absolutely no way she's not. Yeah, or she just pandering to them because they give people traction and likes and views. So
You see what I'm saying? That's not what they're looking for. They're not looking for a woman to come in and contribute into the household.
exactly.
They don't necessarily care about whether or not you got a degree or not. So even when people have these conversations and they say, hey, well, what do you bring to the table? The fact that you're unable to answer what you bring to the table is dependent upon the guy that you're dealing with at that particular moment. So if you're dealing with a guy that make, I don't know, $200,000 a year, and he's building an empire and he's going to be even more successful and so on and so forth, because we keep talking about these billionaires or whatever, so on and so, like, if he's making, let's just say, $200,000 a year, and that's a really decent salary, it doesn't mean that he wants to go and take care of another man's kid. It doesn't mean that he should be a step crash dummy. And the value of the woman that may be around him may not be a woman that brings in resources, but it is a woman that adds value into his life based off of what his needs are. Um his needs may not be tangible. He may not need you to contribute into the household. He may not need you to go and get a job.
And that's why I was saying maybe there's some freaky stuff that she does that he likes how she does, among small other things. I personally I do not have such hang-ups about the use for that. For me, primarily women and wives are there for the children, primarily. Uh, if you're mid or to lower income earner, you will need your wife to also make money so that you can raise those kids and pay your bills and invest. That's just a fact. We are talking about economics, or you drop the standards of your living. That's how it works. Personally, I do not understand what a lot of these things lose focus because people's emotions come in, and when men now employ their emotions more than logic, well, you have people like this talking about how you don't care despite spending all your life to make something. That if you're trying to pick an heir, a mother to your heirs, you go to the bottom of the barrel and pick from there. I mean, simp is a simp, as Anton has said. But is that the majority of you? I'm curious.
He may not need that. He may need you to be, a person that has the intangibles, your ability to be able to move in a room when he goes into the room with his boss, or to pray for him, or to be a person that is peaceful and a great mother, and the ability to be able to nurture those kids and stuff like that. So, the fact that most women that can't get a man is speaking, but they can't articulate whether or not they bring anything to the table whatsoever, because no person in real life is going to ask you what you bring to the table.
They are going to watch what you're doing, they're going to see what you're about, and then make the conclusion. A lot of these questions have been asked openly because we are having conversations about these things on the internet. It's not that that's what we ask. It's just you're looking and you're seeing, in this dating process, how does this person behave? What does she actually contribute except her punani? That is really the process. And that's why, for so many people, it really, the process of dating, as I see it these days, it doesn't make any sense because people are not really trying to investigate what the person is like. They're just living in the emotions and the sweetness and the the endorphins that these relationships and the sex and whatnot brings. But you don't really look at the important details, as I say.
But they are going to pay attention. You just said it. A lot of those women go to college to get a man. It is based off of proximity. It's the circles that you run into. But if you can't even
Hmm.
get in the room because you can't communicate effectively, then guess what's going to happen? You will be left at the door. You will be a single mother with cats. And y'all just think that y'all can keep slutting it around. And guys are girding up and protecting themselves financially because they don't want to be taken to the cleaners. It's just a
And that is it. That's actually the crux of it because her entire video is to encourage these three of us to continue with their reckless lifestyles, of course. That there is no actual price to pay for it. That there are just billionaires lining up to marry them. I mean, to listen to is there any logic to that? There's none at all. But they'll open their mouths and speak because they look like this. Add a little filter, and then you look almost perfect. And then, of course, you have all the idiots who will be there in her comment section. Oh, you look like a queen. Oh, what an angel. That's what is this. Because she's lying to people, especially women, so that she can have a following. Though a lot of stupid women will follow her advice, and they'll end up, as many are ending up, this is just angry, overweight, with mental issues, drug issues, alcohol issues, can't communicate, have no manners. It's just a plethora of horrible attributes. And that's the bottom line. Like they're driving themselves to hell, but they don't want to listen to anyone. And that's why I always say, just let them go to hell alone. You don't need to be too attached to them. Let them go to hell alone. You'll be just fine. There's more than enough women to go around. I promise you there is.
facts.
She was in the Bahamas with her friends for a month. She came to Florida so she could see her two sons and her husband. She stayed for about 2 days and she's like, you guys are annoying me. And then she went and took a trip to Italy with her friends. And mind you, she got a private jet. She gave away 2 suitcases with like the roller skate. So it's like a suitcase that's connected to a roller skate. $400 suitcases, 2 of those. And she gave it to us for free because she's like, why do I have to rush to the airport? What is there to rush for? The private jet's waiting for me.
She's constructing this fake life she thinks she will live. You can look at her. She's just making up stuff. She's just constructing this life. Oh my God. Like she just wanted this and she don't hurry. Like perfect life, like billionaires just see her take. No, come on now. This is propaganda. It's nonsense. And that's why we always have to counter it listening to this because unfortunately, even if she's an airhead, Because she looks good, a lot of people will go listen to her and think she's worth some.
This
And let me also say that it's a lot of these dudes that got multiple women, but we not gonna even get into that. We going and yes, I am familiar.
this
She's probably be a roaster. So anyway,
this is the people we talking to. This is the people that we see day to day, and then we go on TikTok and we see what you bring to the table, pop the balloon, all this stuff, and I'm like,
Then go get you
the
a billionaire.
controversy of
If y'all can do this, then go get you a decamillionaire, 100 millionaire. Go get you a millionaire. Go get you a guy that make $500,000, $250,000 a year. Go get you a guy that make $25,000, $50,000 a month. If y'all can do it, then why don't you do it? Because people are using extreme examples and not something that they qualify for.
and the thing is, the extreme example is also made up. It's not real. And that's the thing. Like, where are the results? You keep claiming you're around these billionaires, these rich people who don't care about you having kids. But where is yours? It's because it's a fabrication of reality. This is a fabrication. And we always have to. Personally, I don't believe these people the moment they open their mouths. Yeah, if they're talking, they're lying. So this is all a fabrication to try and it's a feel-good effort for the unfortunate followers that she has, especially these low-quality bottom feeder females who think they deserve more than they do.
like Ashley Dalton saying that you guys had to lose weight and all these things.
You do.
The only people that are overweight or regular size, like average size, are the people that get into that lifestyle. Is the ones that like they marry the grandson, you know. It's not like the big fish that you marry. It's like you marry like one of the people below.
She's just making up stuff as she's going on right now. She has nothing to share of importance. She's meme material, of course, but you know.
And
It's kind of like she's contradicting herself. Like she's
Exactly.
weaving in and out.
millionaires, you can get away with it, but for billionaires, all of them are either on Ozempic.
Like she knows millionaires and a lot of billionaires, so she's done a study and she knows what they want and what they need and what they take. Like this is the biggest pile of garbage that we have. There's a lot of these types, by the way. This filter, a lot of makeup, half cute women here thinking they're all that. Actually, most of them are selling punani. They are.
They're always on a diet. Like one of the clients, she says she's on a caveman diet, only greens and protein. So that's how they lose weight. And trust me, the stories I've heard, like there's this one woman, the same woman that went to Bahamas and everything. She is depressed because she says everything is just too easy to attain. There's nothing really to motivate her in life.
Okay, I'm going to call it there because the thing is, this is a fabrication, but it's actually something that I wanted guys to be aware of because as we are here, trying to navigate life, trying to get in, trying to create families because that's what is important. It's not the others. Because a lot of this nonsense, the propaganda, the narratives, they have to be quashed so that a bigger percentage of women might move out of this phase of stupidity that they are in right now, the arrogance. When you're this arrogant, when you're that ignorant and stupid, it's really something to behold. And that's why when somebody comes up with these narratives, we just shut all it down. The thing is, we are going to listen a bit of what Anton says after. I'm going to leave a link to his channel because I think we've watched the whole of this video so that you can go watch a lot more of what he does. He has really good content. So let's listen in then. Of course, you'll jump in there and subscribe to the channel. We need to get to the 10,000 mark.
So she has depression. The same woman that buys...
I wonder how many of these people are actually communicating all these things with the housekeeper. Let's continue.
boxes and boxes of aloe and then gives it away for free. And a bunch of Miu Miu Chanel shoes and just leaves them in the garage in a basket like they're outside shoes. If you know what a mochi is, with a mochi, like, oh my goodness. Like,
No, it's already now she's just overstretching. This is bottom feeder behavior. I don't know what you guys think about this particular video. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. You can share it with your friends, all those sims out there that need this information. So they just don't look at a pretty face and become they become stuck or mesmerized and they give away their futures. Until next time, peace.